welcome everyone. Pam, we've got a quorum, don't we?
Yes.
All right, perfect. So has everybody had an opportunity to review the minutes from the May meeting?
Yes.
Do we have a motion to approve?
A motion to approve is written.
Do we have a
Second.
second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. No nays. Okay, motion carries. New business, we're going to discuss the determination for initiatives for the board to undertake for the NC Commerce's action plan that we've been working on for quite a few months. And it was nice to see all of that come together and us have the opportunity to flesh through that. So do we have anything we want to bring to the floor to talk about, or an initiative that we want to pick or two?
I don't have a specific one in mind. I like a lot of the ideas that everybody's talked about, but I'm not really sure what's actually realistic for us.
That was my challenge, was what did I think was actually realistic for this board to undertake? Do you have thoughts on that, do you? She always.
No, I don't have thoughts on that. I'm willing to help any way possible, but I don't have. I'm not
Do you
too
have that
sure.
list in
I
your
do.
binder?
Things we talked about was, cleaning downtown. Now, I'm not talking about individual businesses. I'm talking about sidewalk, weeds and sidewalks. And
Mhm.
it may be that we need to go walk around and look at this before we decide on that. We talked about the Walk of Fame, and.
Now, I thought Devin was gonna do something with that, though. Didn't he already have the ability to insert the stepping stones?
I don't know they had the ability, but he said it wouldn't be hard to do. Isn't that what he said? And you had made a motion to, ask the Board of Commissioners if we could make Main Street sidewalk, the Spring Hope Walk of Fame.
And did they say anything?
I don't think that went to the Board of Commissioners, did it, at the last meeting?
Do you want me to put it on the agenda?
Yeah.
We've been kind of jam-packed the past couple of.
Yeah, if you could get that on there for July, that would be great. And then we talked about, banners, we talked about, some signage, we talked about, social media. And that's one thing I think we could do that would be relatively cheap, is, set up some kind, if we wanna do that, set up some kind of social media, account for just downtown businesses. And, so, anyway, that was it. And then, Devin had talked about, the wedding venue, out at,
Seven.
and, maybe, looking at hotels and places to stay, like Airbnbs and that kind of thing.
So let's circle back to that first one you were talking about, sidewalks and doing cleanup. We did talk with the Chamber of Commerce, and they were all aboard to let's create a cleanup day for the town, and we could collectively have the chamber folks involved as well as this board doing a designated cleanup day, and then we'd coordinate with the town. Is that something that you would think would be reasonable?
Absolutely.
So let's definitely take that one as an action item, because we seem like we have a lot of interest, not just on the board, but town-wide to do that.
We can get supplies and bags, we can have a dump trailer for anything we accumulate. Yeah.
So we'll coordinate with the chamber board and do another collaborative initiative, if you will, and set a date to do that. I know we didn't want to wait until it got too terribly hot to do it, but I think it's already terribly hot.
As a matter of fact, the action plan suggested that we have 2 cleanup days a year.
2 cleanup days. So if you did a spring and a fall, so
Mhm.
maybe if we started that in the fall, if we could do it a week or so before Pumpkin Festival might be a good plan.
Perfect.
By the
Yeah.
time you get the plan and the date and the coordination done, it'll be almost fall.
Yeah.
We actually do clean up the staff around town in anticipation of the pumpkin festival, but there are only so many people and we've got so many other responsibilities, so that would be a big help, I think.
So we're not quite to the public comment section, but I see some chamber folks back there. Clarice, does that sound reasonable if we do something a couple of weeks or before Pumpkin Festival? Okay. All right, I have to check with Clarice, she keeps me straight on that side.
Claire's keeps me in mind.
Honestly, is that like the around the last weekend of September?
Maybe 2 weekends,
Yes,
the
sir.
3rd weekend in September,
Yeah.
something, without looking at a calendar.
Well, let's look at the
Without
count.
looking
Well,
at the
you know, given that information, we may be able to just go ahead and set that date.
You could even see if the schools would be interested.
So the third Saturday in September would be September 21st. Are we thinking Saturday morning or?
Cause then, one time they did it, even like the pumpkin queen came through and had some,
I don't know about that now. Clarice might be able to
I
answer that.
didn't hear her, I'm sorry.
Was there a time when they did a cleanup day and the pumpkin queen came through during cleanup? Is that what you were asking, Deanne?
I think it was.
There was some,
Ethan was
we
the
did have
president.
one of the queens
Yeah.
put all that together and had a cleanup day. That was one of the little queens, I think, that did that. Her and her
Okay.
parents put that together one year.
Okay. So that might be a good community service event for them too to be involved in. So let's shoot for September 21st then. Is that too far away? Do we want to try to do
Well, wait a
something
minute.
before then?
Why don't we do that, and
Okay.
then have a rain date the next Saturday, just in
Well,
case.
please don't push it too far because that Saturday is the actual pumpkin queen.
So do we need to push it back some?
So let's push it back then. Let's say September 14th would be the first date and then rain date would be the 21st. Okay.
Okay. All right. Do we need to talk about that anymore? Anything else for that?
Unless y'all got something else you want to add to it.
Well, as it gets closer, we'll
Well-
begin to coordinate it more, set up a timetable, schedule,
Okay.
more, flesh out more of the details.
Sounds like a plan. Okay, so we've got one check mark
Mhm.
on initiatives. So what were you, did you all have any thoughts about any of the other items that Pam brought up? I feel like, just my personal opinion about the Walk of Fame, I feel like we may be a little premature in that. Maybe that's something that we might want to do next year. I know I'm hearing that there are several other movies and sitcoms that are slated to be here in town. So we may have more instead of, right now, I think we would just have 3. Or we could do some of the older
Well-
movies, but if you do current,
What the suggestion was to, have the cement blocks made, because the stars are here for just such a little while.
right, and have it ready for when they are
And
here.
have them ready to go, when we decide it's gonna be and, what have you.
Okay, that makes sense. I'm sorry if I sound like I'm off. I was not at the last meeting, so I didn't hear all the conversations, so you're having to catch me up as we go.
Okay.
Okay.
It's a good refresher too.
It is, it's a good refresher.
Okay,
You,
what about the social media thing? I'm old, I'm not big on that stuff, but I tell you, it works. So, what do y'all think about that?
I think it's a good idea. It's a low-cost way to get people involved, but it is time-consuming.
it is.
Can I ask a question? How does the chamber have and I'm sorry, Lloyd,
It does. There's a,
Do you have to have a lot of are there analytics that go along with Facebook, like Google?
There are.
there are,
Do you have a lot of traffic?
there is a lot of traffic on, when I post, because we've had some challenges with our Facebook page, and there are only a handful of us right now that have access to it. So, and some other folks have access, but just don't have time or don't have other accounts to attach to it so that they can access it. So it's just me and one other person right now that really are posting on it. So when we do post, there is a lot of engagement. So and I think Facebook has made some changes, so it runs on algorithms. And if the more you post, the more people comment, the more they like, the more activity you have, and it boosts your post up higher. And the Google Analytics picks all of that information up as well. So to long story short, yes, we do have a Facebook page. When we have events going on, you'll see posting more frequently.
So how would it work? Well, first of all, I think that the Board of Commissioners would have to authorize TV to have a social media account officially. 'Cause
Yes.
they're the policy-making board, and we kind of have to have policies and stuff around that, which isn't a big deal. I don't want it to seem like a hurdle, but we have to make sure that we're covered, just in case somebody goes rogue or somebody says something that's untoward. Just don't want it, to come back and bite the town.
So I have social media access to some of the state government level pages, and I have to sign off on a document saying what I have the ability to sign or what I would post and
Right.
your online behavior, basically.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
Because-
so
Forget
I
how
think
to
we
conduct
could,
themselves online.
yeah, absolutely. It's online conduct, so I think we could probably mirror something like that, and I can get that document for you if you think it would be
We
helpful.
have an internet policy that we adopted as part of the personnel policy, and actually provided it even for the Board of Commissioners that have town-bought tablets. So, I mean, we can certainly piggyback off that too, so. So I guess how do you envision that all? Would any member of DEB, would it just be the chairperson or a couple of people would volunteer?
I think it would be Mark.
I speak real good. I got the best vocabulary.
But
I had said something to Brandy about it. I said,
Well, I was
I'll
gonna
take
say-
pictures
Yeah,
and send them to Brandy if she would post them.
and she is, I would say, by far the most savvy. And
I've just been working at it.
That's a $10 word.
I know. Very nice.
I did that for you, Mark.
I think it's best to probably have several admins because it is very time consuming, so it would help to spread it out. The problem would be, okay, forget that word. Making sure that we're all on the same page and like not posting over each other or posting conflicting information,
So
things like that.
That's,
Thank you. It's so frustrating when I lose words. I mean, and they're
I'm so
not,
glad he's my youngster.
but,
I
I mean,
think
all
we
of that's still very doable.
Yeah, it's all very doable. I think we would just have to create a plan of how we're gonna do it, how often, and what would be the purpose of what we're posting, and what's the content. Just determine what the content would be.
Is that something we want to talk about later, or?
Well, how about I start with when I discuss the Walk of Fame with the board, discuss this as well.
Okay.
So a couple of DEB items to talk to the board about.
Do we need to put anything in a motion? We already did the Walk of Fame,
I
but,
think it has to be that official plan, but that's up to y'all.
okay, well, yeah, just mention the,
Because it's in the implementation plan that the board's already accepted, right? So-
Oh, yeah, okay.
So what's going to the commissioners? It's gonna be the sidewalk, it's gonna be the Facebook page or social media page. Anything else?
Didn't we have something about seating or like benches or?
and then I was told that you had planned to do something about benches and trash cans.
Yeah, we're gonna try and develop a
would they want a recommendation from us?
Maybe when it comes down to it, I mean, maybe on locations or what, things like that. I mean, but in terms of colors and stuff, yeah, I mean, that could be things that have, I guess that can be, subject to, subjectivity, for lack of a, what y'all think would be in the town's best interest. I know people talk about disparagingly about green all the time, and I'm not sure why, because,
Because we've looked at it for a long, long time already.
well, green is actually one of, humans see more shades of green than any other color range. And humans have developed a real affinity for green, so I'm not sure why. I mean, there's 3 or 4 of you up there wearing green today.
Associated green, yes.
Hello.
They're also red. Oh, wait, my glasses are green. I made it in a pot.
I'm just saying, so I don't, it can be any color that the town thinks is an appropriate
Well,
color.
have you seen the benches down here in front of, what used to be Bill Brantley's Realty place and, in front of May's Floors? Somebody painted those benches like a burgundy color. They look good.
We can come up with a plan to kind of maybe hash out what colors people like, color schemes, and I'll come in with some brochures on styles and that fit the town's budget. Stuff that kind of wears, I know the mayor one time talked about, well, we want wooden furniture around the depot. Wooden furniture is hugely expensive. It tends to be vandalized relatively easily. It's hard to replace, it's hard to repair. So I would recommend all steel material. Powder coated steel lasts forever. So, for a long time. But it comes in a variety of colors and, like I said, has usually matching trash cans and, you can get picnic tables. But there are all kinds of catalogs and stuff I can bring in, and you all can help make a recommendation to the board or several alternatives that the board can decide.
I think that'd be great. That sounds good.
Great.
Would we want to
Like I said,
coordinate
that'd be a
that
little
with
bit further down the road.
color of
next
signage we
fiscal
put up
year.
or
I
anything
think
like
so.
that?
I think we'd
We
want to
need
take a look at
decide on
that.
some colors.
Mhm.
Did you hear what I said? We want to coordinate that with the color of signage we decide on and.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we would wanna do the same for whatever we post to Facebook, we wanna keep with that brand.
Well, one of the things that I can do once we're into the fiscal year and I kind of put some of this background stuff behind us and we get ready for the pre-audit stuff, is we've been working with a graphic designer in Nashville, to come up with some stuff, for town materials. And maybe we can discuss with her some alternatives, rather than having a whole big branding exercise, maybe some alternatives for a brand that we can just readily adapt, that people kind of accept and adopt, through this board, and kind of have our own branding process, some public input, and the chamber as well, and kind of all come together and say, let's just do it ourselves and see what we can come up with her assistance.
I think that's 100% doable.
Yeah, and we can do it for a fraction of what we would pay somebody like coming across the entire state practically.
And create a tool.
Not to disparage, what's his face, but
Buzz.
yeah, all of the information that he presented was basic information that I found in my research for my own business. I mean, the stuff isn't complicated if you put a little time into figuring it out.
And I'd rather pay a local person, like I said, even a fraction of what we were gonna pay him, which was, I think, $15,000, to come and help us generate our own kind of organic process. I'm looking at town of Nashville. Their logo is the original Nashville. Rocky Mount's got an awesome logo, and it's just basically the letters R and N.
Yeah, I like that.
So, and it looks really, it's elegant, so I
We
think.
could, think we could do something elegant and tasteful with S and H,
Mm-hmm.
simple, cheap to produce.
Well, we got all kinds of things that, working with a graphic artist, she can come up with ideas that, she's been really good to work with too, real easygoing, so.
I think you could think of a lot of things that would spring hope, you know? Spring and hope.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. A lot more than we got last go round.
You can get real creative.
There's a lot of creativity here in this town. We just need to tap into it.
That's right.
So I think you see, you've already started to attack this implementation strategy with a lot of groundwork. That's what we haven't been able to do in the past. Some of this groundwork, we've kind of tried to put the cart before the horse, jump to things like the bureau, jump to things like that, and this is kind of where we should be at laying this groundwork. So,
If we have a good foundation, the building will be nice.
Well, if we can get these things done, then we can jump on to
Then we
something
can come
else.
back.
How many things did he challenge us to complete in, was it 2 years?
but we've already
One,
got
it
it
wasn't
this year.
much.
It seems like it was only 4 or 5, so. Do we need to, as a group, since it's already been approved, we don't have to vote on what task we're gonna take on, correct? Since the Board of Commissioners voted in the implementation plan, we just got to pick.
I just sit here and look pretty.
Yeah,
Well, none of those really cost anything at this point either.
that's right. Okay. All right, well, I like that. I think we've got a direction to go in. So any more discussion about the initiatives before we open it to public comment? Okay. So we're gonna move on to the public comment section of the new business. Do we have any public comment this evening? Not yet, okay. All right, we'll move on to old business. An update on the town's brochure. I think Devin was gonna give us an update on that, and
He gave us an update last month, and he was just waiting for the museum to submit their part in the brochure, and then it could go to the printers.
okay. So was the brochure something that the town needed to vote on and approve the commissioners prior to it going to print?
Before anything officially could come from the town, the Board of Commissioners would have to approve.
Okay. So I know I've heard that there were some updates coming to that as well outside of the museums, or that there was
Okay.
maybe a little language change here and there before. So I didn't know if there was additional information. Well, since Devin's not here to,
Yeah, he's even late for Devin, so I don't think he's coming.
I know, yeah, he is kind of late for Devin. Is there any public comment on old business or the town's brochure? Okay. We'll move on to informal discussion and public comment, Garden Club update. Is anybody here from Garden Club?
I
Thank
didn't
you.
attend the last meeting. I know they've done lots of work over at the post office, and I'm not sure what their next project is. So right now, everything is just being maintained, and I am not aware of where their next project's gonna be.
Okay.
But things are still looking really,
It does look nice, and if their project through the summer is to keep everything watered, that will be an accomplishment because it's awfully hot.
did they
Yeah,
say
they're out there every
anything to you?
morning.
I know they were fussing.
We found $200 in the budget for them this fiscal year, being FY '24, the current fiscal year. So, we let Ms. Event know. The gallery just getting up a lot. We let Ms. Event know, and Peggy, Ms. Leggett, and so far and we also told them that was pre-authorized for them. They can use it preferably on plants or something that they need. So far, they haven't spent any of it, so we'll see where that goes.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what the amount was.
$200 clears.
That's not for the full year.
there's still $200 that they're able to tap into, so they can spend that on things that are appropriate. We also told them, you can't utilize town funds on private property, so you can't spend those town funds at the post office, can't spend those town funds at Spalding. It has to be on public property, so the planters, you know, in the right of way, any of that is acceptable. The depot area, which right now is probably not a good idea since we get ready to do the construction project, but nothing on private property, so that was reiterated for them as well.
All of that makes sense. I understand it being a bookkeeper about your receipts and what's legit, what looks legit, what somebody's gonna question.
When an
I'm
auditor was-
following you on all of that. I do think the garden club has made a very big change in our downtown area. If you took those planters and those flowers away, ooh, I would just hate to think going back to those days. And I really want them to get credit, as much as we can give them credit, whenever we can give them credit, because I don't know how they do it. I mean, those ladies are not 20-year-olds, and they're out there
In the heat.
in the heat. And they did, the last time I spoke to Peggy, which was about a week ago, she was asking the people to kind of help water. So we're hoping they don't have to go back to Ash Street. I thought the LPA was watering to begin with. I thought it was already being done. But I mean, I really do feel for them, and I think they do a fantastic job. And I'm so sorry that the post office falls within that, because they've made a big difference there.
No, it looks a lot better.
Well, the post office, whether it's federal property or not, in our case, it's not federal property, it's leased, it's a, I believe, a real estate investment trust that owns that property. So, but even Spalding falls into that. Now, Spalding's a 501c3, but it's still technically private property, it's not public property. And I understand other people can utilize the property, but at the end of the day, it's not public property, so.
Well, maybe what the chamber should do is to relay to them that when it comes to the post office, their expenses there, maybe they should ask the chamber for help.
And that's perfectly.
I mean, I would certainly be willing to go along with that. So when they get in a bind like that, I just think the chamber could help them out.
Again, and you know I've said this many, many times, I'm all about collaborating and cooperating on these initiatives. It's just there's some things we can and cannot do. I mean, there has to be a direct public benefit for things that we do by statute, so I upholding the.
Well, when it comes to something that the town cannot handle, then encourage them to come to the chamber. I mean, Leanne will talk to them, I'll talk with Bev, and she's working, any of us will be glad to listen and help them if we can. And I think we would, don't you, Leanne?
Absolutely, they do such a, I mean, this just makes the town so much more inviting. I think it's become vital now that we just think we can't live without that pretty, you know?
The town, you know, we're happy to do what we can. I will just give a ready example. I mean, we provide all the free water that that, you know, whether it's, you know,
I wish you'd help me out at my house.
certainly, you know, where there's a direct public benefit like the garden club, we're happy to do it. And, you know, I see other merchants actually bring their pails over and take public water and water the flowers in their planters, which is fine, because I know that's what they're doing. But that does not go unnoticed. So we're happy to do things like that, happy to use town staff when there's a direct public benefit. Happy to do that, but there are some limits. And again, as you said, where the auditors are concerned and you have a bunch of handwritten receipts, it just raises questions why, you know, for a flower purchase, why there couldn't be just a receipt, you know, even a carbon receipt or something, you know, as opposed to something scribbled on a notepad. That's all.
Okay, do we have any, I think we may have covered public comment at that moment, but do we have any other public comment during the informal discussion?
I'm kind of Peter, but when we were talking about colors earlier, and you said we were referring to green, and I don't know if anyone here remembers, maybe other than Lynn and Beth, we used to have those banners that were dark green, and honestly, you could just go right down the street and never even notice them. They blended in with the trees. There was nothing there to catch your eye. Trash cans, that might be a different story. You might want those to blend in with the bushes. But those banners, to me, I'm not saying a waste of money, no, by no means. But at the same time, I think that a lot of people never even noticed, and those things were expensive. But they just blended right in with the trees, and I just thought the coloring, that color was not what we needed in a banner. Trash cans would be a different story.
I have
Definitely.
brought up where my friends and family are so sick of me, because I'll take off through any little town I get close to just to go see what it looks like, you know? And I've seen banners done with different places in the town featured on the banner. And some of them were in pastel colors, some of them were
Black and white, the ones in Goldsboro were black and white.
they were black and white. And that black, anything black catches your eye. But the banners could be a different color, I think, whatever we decide to do.
Okay, so we noted that we think the go-away green is good for utility purposes, maybe not for welcome purposes. All right, well, if we don't have any other public comment, our other business is our next meeting will be July 15th at 6 PM, same place. So before we adjourn, though, I don't think Pam, you may have updated it at the last meeting, but we did this collaborative marketing session with the chamber.
did.
Brandy mentioned it. So we thought would be in our best interest to take off the summer, which would be June and July, of having another one. So we're gonna try to pick that back up in August at the latest, in September, so we can get back to that marketing series. Hello, Devin.
Just in time. Right up here.
Come right in. So we'll rearrange our schedule a little bit, our agenda. And, hey, Devin, how you doing?
Any day.
So, not to put you on the spot, since you just walked in the door,
Go ahead.
did you have anything that you wanted to share, any updates or anything on the town brochure?
Yeah, it's pretty much almost done.
I know I saw a nice copy of it, it looked fantastic.
It can look better.
Yeah. Everything can always be better.
Yes, and
First run, I thought was great.
it's gonna look better. That's the
So what
update.
else?
Kyle had a couple additions. Do I have to speak in the microphone or?
You don't have to.
Okay.
As long as you
So
talk
Kyle
loud
has
enough,
a
they can
couple
hear you.
additions that he wanted to make. Adam and his team, they took those considerations and put those in place and whatnot. Sorry, I was dunked underneath a swimming pool with my kids, so I look like a waterlogged mess. Appreciate you. Summertime, awesome. But yeah,
Well, we had gone through the agenda, so did you have anything that you wanted to bring to the table before we adjourn?
right in time. Okay.
Well, let me tell you what we decided, and then anything else. you want to talk
Apologies,
about.
everybody.
That's okay. We did decide on a cleanup day for the town, in conjunction with coordinating with the Chamber of Commerce, for Saturday, September 14th, and then the rain date would be the 21st of September. And Andrew is gonna take the social media page to the Board of Commissioners motion that Deanne made about, the Walk of Fame and, wasn't that it?
That was it for now.
Yeah,
So
that
we're
was
good.
2 things we could work on.
Okay. So are we good on the walk? Are we good on the walk of fame?
Well, it's gotta go to the Board of Commissioners, because we need permission to use that street.
West Main Street, right?
Huh?
West Main Street.
Main Street.
Okay.
When does filming start?
On which project?
Huh?
On which project?
The soonest one. It's already done?
No, it's before September.
Okay, we're good then.
Okay. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I do have another
Sorry,
update.
Devin, didn't-
The haunted house venture. I don't know if this is the appropriate meeting to talk about that, but is, well, it's the same. It's the same zoning and approval guidelines as pickleball. So I'm looking at you.
Well, you have to file a zoning certificate.
Correct. So we'll talk about that later.
Next meeting.
Next meeting.
Do you want me to put it on the agenda for next meeting?
I think it'd be good because
Okay.
it ties into everything.
Let me send myself a note. I got it right here. Oh, thank you, Pam. Okay.
I'm still learning what I can and I cannot say. So bear with me.
We have a member of the press back here, so.
Which one?
Justin Hayes, Indiana Press.
Yeah, you look like a press member.
All right, so we'll circle this back again. Any other discussion? Do we have a motion to adjourn?
So made.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say